Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys 5 top attacking tips based on custom tactics, gameplay, things you can do that are going to help you score more goals and dominate your opponents on FIFA 23. Are you fed up of getting out-teamed on FIFA? Want that God squad that you've always dreamed of? Check out MMOEXP and use code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out the link below. MMOEXP, the best place to buy coins. So the first area we're going to look at is team tactics, but more something specific that I don't mention that often on the channel. There's some obvious things such as having good super subs that you can bring on with pace later on. One thing I always mention is having a game plan, being able to change your tactic in the middle of a game to be more aggressive. Being attacking isn't just about what you do when you've got the ball, it's about how you get the ball back. I talk about that a lot in other videos though, so the specific first tip here isn't really about those are just some bonus ones for you. It's going to be about the chance creation, build-up play, and then formation. I, generally speaking, use direct passing with balanced in 80-90% of formations. One that I specifically don't is the 4-3-3. I'll show you that one that I use. So I've got a few different formations, tactics set up. Apparently I've sold. Must have sold someone since then. So you can see here, I use forward runs in this formation. Having tactics that are adapted and suit how you play, but probably even more importantly, how the formation should play, is really important. I see a lot of people don't even know how direct passing works on FIFA. I get that sometimes things can be a bit complicated and people are a bit worried about trying new things out, but direct passing is a key one that makes a big difference for a lot of formations. It pins defenders back, gives you a lot more space to work with, whereas it's not always the case that you always use it though. A formation like this where you want your midfield to make runs from in behind and overlap, overwhelm opponents, forward runs is better. So knowing your formation really well, knowing the patterns in it, but then knowing the tactic that goes well with it is key. One thing that I've noticed in coaching sessions is a lot of people who are struggling. It's quite often because they're just constantly changing their formation. They're not sticking to anything. That makes them worse at the game generally because they never get any consistency. They don't have a consistent attacking patterns. Stick to a formation. Find the tactics that work for you, work for that formation. It'll make you a lot better player. Let's get into the next one. Okay, in this clip here, I am going to show something that a lot of people honestly don't do enough, and it's have a consistent way of scoring. You'll find when you play against the very best players in the world, or even just watch them, that they'll always score in a variety of ways, but they'll be quite consistent. Yes, they can react to what their opponent's doing, but generally speaking, they'll try a few things that they score most games with, and if it works, they will just keep repeating it. One of the goals that I score regularly here, we've got coming up. So let's break that down for you. So I'm using the attacking width for fullbacks. I'm pulling men out wide, so it gives me a little bit more space in the middle to work with. Here, in this position, I'm always looking to pass to my striker and get him in space. So there, pass there. Now, I know in this position, unless my opponent defends it perfect, which most people don't do, that I'm going to be able to guaranteed just reverse elastic or the flip-flop, get round him there. So it goes... Is my software going to work? Right, Epic Pen software's not working, so that's annoying. Let me close my pen software, we'll get it back. Because I want to show you what I mean here, guys, but... You can see here, though, that the width here creates more space. I know in this position now that Ginola's going to be able to go there. I do the reverse elastico, which kind of moves like that. I'm going to get my body in front of the defender, and it's an easy tap-in. I knew there that the trick would create a certain angle that would give me a guaranteed goal unless he defended it perfect. Majority of people don't defend that. So I'm always looking to basically get it to my striker in the box with 5-star skills, isolate the defender, very quickly do the reverse elastico, goal. Having consistent ways of scoring that you know can break the majority of people down is going to make a big difference. And even if you played someone who knows how to defend it, it's going to make them worried, going to make them think about that, and it can open up other things and ways of scoring. Okay, for this clip here, we kind of have two clips in one, or two tips in one clip even. Very simple, easy way of scoring, but I don't see a lot of people doing it. Using width is something I talk about a lot in general. Using width's a key part of getting cutbacks. So let's watch here. So the person here literally just sprints down the line with Zidane. They did it from the halfway line. I didn't get that start of the clip, but they did. They square it there. And now, this is the second tip, using the extra pass. A lot of people here would get there and shoot across goal. Probably a pretty good chance of scoring. However, what they do here, and you can learn from your opponent. You don't just have to learn from your own mistakes. Learn from what your opponent does well or what they do bad. See, if you're playing someone who's miles better than you and destroying you, try pick up on what they're doing and try copy it, basically. See there, he does the extra pass. So here, gets down the wing, does the extra pass on the cutback. So he cutbacks, does the extra pass, easy goal. It's one of the simplest, most meta ways of scoring on this FIFA. Barely anyone uses it though, I find, until you get to the really high divisions. It guarantees you goals. Cutbacks are very hard to defend on this game. They're very OP. Add them to your game and you'll start scoring a lot more goals. In this clip, we're going to show some nice build-up and showing you using a variety of different techniques to score here. So, chip through ball, I'm using the width, I'm getting my fullbacks forward. If you want to get your fullbacks forward or not depends somewhat on your playstyle, but it also depends on your formation. The 4-2-3-1 doesn't really need the width from the fullbacks, whereas the 4-3-2-1, because it's a little bit more narrow in the middle, does. So there, I go backwards here. You don't always need to go forward. If you look here, I potentially could have gone there, but when that opened up, it wasn't on at that point because I'd already gone backwards. So I go backwards. Going backwards to go forwards can make a big difference. Use your midfield. Don't be afraid to sometimes go backwards. It can make a big difference in your play. There. Nice quick passing. I don't regularly do one-touch quick passing. It doesn't work very well on FIFA. However, there are times when you can catch your opponent out with it if you can use it effectively. Simply put, because it's so bad on FIFA, you don't see people using it often. Or if you do see people using it, they're normally not very good and they just keep giving the ball away. It's one of the most common mistakes I find when I'm coaching people, that they give the ball away regularly by doing silly first touch passes. However, here, one, it's Marco Verratti, who's one of the best passers in the game, and two, there's a huge gap here that there's pretty much no risk in me doing this pass. So I pass, and it goes straight to Ginola, acres of space, and because I've managed to do quick, incisive passing, it's opened up the play. Then from there, I've got so many options because I've caught him out. I could go here and shoot, but my opponent's worried about that. He kind of marks that, and then I use the extra pass again. So we talked about the extra pass, but it's not so much the extra pass that I want to talk about there. It's more so using the midfielder getting forward. In my tactics, I always talk about midfielders bobbing forward, creating more space. If you don't have your midfielders get forward, it's going to limit your attack a lot against good players. Simply put, the more options you have, the more your opponent has to think about when defending. It's a lot harder for him. Let at least one midfielder get forward, opens it up. Don't be afraid to go backwards. Use your whole team. Get everyone involved in the attack. You'll break people down a lot easier and find it so much easier to score. Okay, here for the final clip, we are going to show a very simple and easy technique to score a lot more goals. It's even more meta than ever on this FIFA, but it's something that will be fundamental, help you on every single FIFA to be more effective in the attack and score more goals. It is using the L1 to trigger runs. So let's show an example here. So you can see here, he's got 4 defenders. I've got my 3 strikers in the 4-3-2-1. There's not a lot on. But at this point, soon as a player makes a run, he'll put his arm out. When you press L1, you kind of press L1 and aim the left stick towards them. When you do that, they trigger a run, and generally speaking, they just run in a straight line right in front of them. If you're defending and you see the opposition player put his arm out like that, it means your opponent's done that. You need to mark that. On this game, through balls in behind are so effective. If you don't mark them, you're opening yourself up for a world of pain. You need to mark these. They're really strong. Don't let people get through balls against you. But you can see here, I mark it. I trigger a run. because I know here that that's going to make my opponent have to do something. If he doesn't, I'm going to get in. So watch here. I turn, he tries to press me. You've got two options really. You either press the ball or mark the run. Marking the run's safer because if you press the ball and do what my opponent does and miss it, you're in trouble. So you can see here, his defender's not gone for him. Maybe his second man press, but regardless, this defender wasn't picking up the run. And then I'm in on goal with an easy chance now. Here, I could go there and shoot, but I'm a bit smarter about it. I know my opponent's probably going to panic and dive in and end up scoring a nice, easy goal. But you can see here, there is when he triggers the run. From there, very nice and easy goal. Quick turn, make sure I play the pass before he's offside. It's very easy. All you have to do is aim at the player and press L1. You can do this somewhat as well by doing L1X. It's like a 1-2 pass. You don't have to do the second pass, but when you press L1X, the player makes the pass, then makes a run. Be careful doing it with defenders or midfielders that you don't want to get caught out of position. But triggering runs with your attackers is going to make them be able to get in behind like this. But importantly as well, even if your opponent marks it, it takes your opponent away, makes him have to do something manually, so it gives you space elsewhere. It's particularly effective on this FIFA where through balls and pace are really good, and it's very, very good in formations like the 4-3-2-1 where you have a lot of players running in behind. Hopefully these tips will help your attack go to another level. Appreciate you guys watching this video. If you're interested in personalised one-on-one coaching, hour-long session with me where I break down your game individually, have a call on Discord, you get a chance to ask me any questions, do DM me on Twitter, that's the best place to contact me. I appreciate you guys watching the video and the support on the channel as always. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.